Hey YouTube, this is Trevor again. I just want to talk about the Ens legis, EINS LEGIS. It's the idea that you are a stock traded as soon as you are born, attached to your social security number. I, me, yes, I looked up my social security. Just take your card, the number in the front, your social security number. That's your routing number. The number in the back, that's your account number. The red number. Mine was in Los Angeles. I did this in like 2011, 2012, something around there. And I found my account. There's somewhere to the tune of like $38 million in there, if I remember right, and there's some change. Couldn't touch it. Couldn't do anything with it. I freaked out about it for like 2, 3 days, and then one day I logged in and it wasn't there. It was gone. The account was still there. It was gone. So that being said, I've seen the proof. I've seen it there. I've seen the accounts there. There's many people who can say this, right? But there's nobody who's gotten it and at least came out and been public about it. So there's a man called David. His name is David Windmiller. He's not with us anymore. He will explain to you the court structure, the game that the courts play with you. Why I'm saying that, but then bringing up, the Social Security thing is because it. I mean, there's over 100 hours of seminars and like personal information about him, like his personal story. So you should listen to this. This is a guy who was intelligent enough to get Clinton off his trial because nobody could define the term or the word is because of grammar. Now, what David Windmiller did was he invented parse syntax grammar. It was a way of mathematically cross-checking contracts to make sure that they were written in proper form, proper grammar. Because if they're not, that means they're double negative, and that's a dead contract. That's a null and void contract. All of your mortgage contracts, damn near all of the contracts you ever sign, are in double negative form. That's why this was huge, right? Now he also he did something huge in Hawaii. I want to say he wrote their constitution, and this happened not too many years ago. And then a couple years after that, Hawaii was in flames, and now all the rich people have bought up all the property, or this is a big thing going on a few years ago, and this was all tied right in to what David Windmiller was doing. No, I mean, nobody's going to give this guy his props. The guy who really interviewed him and set up the whole website and information, he's really not I don't know. I don't particularly like him, but guess what? He did the work. I didn't, you didn't, he did. So compassionately listen to what he's done, put up with it, and take all the information in. Like that's the least amount of courtesy we can give to each other. Is just compassionately listen to what somebody else has gone through. Their firsthand knowledge, right? It's not that crazy. So I highly recommend going into this. I mean, it's about 100 hours if you want to listen to everything like I have. It's a lot, you know what I mean? And it's pretty repetitive, but you kind of need it because it's bland. Like, you know what I mean? But if you wouldn't listen to this stuff, you wouldn't know what's going on in the courts. And I'm talking from positions of flags, the frills on flags, to what's the symbol on top of in front of the podium, what colors are in the background, what level of stages the judge and everybody else up there is sitting on. There's so much going on in a courtroom, you have no idea. You have no idea that the maritime system believes that, in their rule of law, the earth is a ship traveling on the sea of outer space. I mean, shut up, But literally, this is where they base all that fantasy off of, and this is how they get to play the illusion game. You don't know that judge in there, you're only looking at one judge, but he wears 4 different hats at one time. You don't know that. They don't explain it to you. Now, you should really go and listen to people who stand up for natural law, who represent themselves and shut down courtrooms. Because, like, this is real. The court has no jurisdiction over you, none whatsoever, until you start playing their games, until you start signing their shit, playing that game, the paperwork. If you don't know anything about signatures and spelling and its relation to magic, witchcraft, go listen to that too. I know I might have just lost a whole lot of people there, but the oldest form of witchcraft, the oldest form of spell magic there is gossip. Have any of you, right? No, you need to understand the way energy works to kind of make sense of this. And magic isn't what Hollywood wants you to think it is. It's not Harry Potter. It's none of that. It's none of that, right? What we're dealing with is the spelling game. Words, signatures, fucking lies. Lies that you can't prove. You can't prove because you've already signed a piece of paper that says, no, I'm playing the game. I can't expose the game. I'm playing the game. And, Trump, all these puppets, they know it. Go read the Negotiable Instruments Act. Go back to high school. Like, that's when they taught it to you because you're going to forget it. And they know it. So you're never going to look back to it in your real life because you already made it past that dumb shit. You don't want to, right? They know this. So as a sovereign citizen, if you don't know what a sovereign citizen is, you're an elected individual. You pay homage. You lay down to the right people, you become sovereign. Means you can create wealth with your signature. You can grab a napkin and convert moldy bananas into fucking million rubles. It's that stupid. It's really that stupid. And that's the game being played on you. That's the finance game. It's fucking lie. It's fantasy. The only value it has is what we give it. Same thing with this new digital shit. That's a whole nother video I'll do. But if you wanna know some wild shit, check out David Windmiller. I promise you. There's a Brandon guy who, he's really into this charging off with your signature, how you charge off your debt based on your stick man, which is your social security card, all in caps letters. That's you. That's your fictitious entity formed that's supposed to be you, so that when you go into these fake systems, the law that we have, you go in there, everything's presented with your all caps name. As soon as you sit down, you have consented to being that fantasy person. And they can come at you with the fullest extent of the law because the law is only based in that fantasy realm, not the natural realm, right? So once you sit down and you give up your stance, your natural stance, you now become your stick figure and you are responsible for all penalties. And that's literally how dumb it is. You wouldn't figure this out. Nobody would figure this out unless you've been in it. And he was. So I highly recommend go listen to what he's got to say. He's one of the originals, so it's not going to be some, I got this from here, I got this from... No, this is one of the originals. So go listen to him, and then branch off from there anywhere you want until you get sick of it, because you're never going to get that money. The most we could have did, if I could have taken a picture, because cell phones weren't around when I did this, at least I didn't have one, so I couldn't take a picture of it, and I wish I would have, because I would have posted it for you. I don't care what would have happened to me. You needed to see this. I mean, the first time in my life I've ever seen an account with that much money in it, anybody's account, and it had my name attached to it. So that is real. That out there is real. Just watching people like you and me go represent themselves in a court and shut down the entire court, that is real, because they represent themselves by a human. You're a being. Only I'm trying to remember how they word it, and like I told you, this was almost 10 years ago. But basically, we're natural beings, right? We are part of this natural world, right? We're not part of their fake world. They're that shit that they made up. So that's where they take their stance, and they say that you have no jurisdiction over me. You know, only God does. And these judges, these court commissioners, they fold. They really do. There was one guy in California. Again, he was trying to get his kids back. He's got a long beard and a cane, and I think he's in like a brown sport coat. And there's 3 or 4 parts to this video, but in one of the last ones, again, I could be wrong. You should go watch it and tell me if I'm wrong. But literally, it's something as stupid as the court commissioner didn't have a checkbook in his pocket, right? And if you didn't have that checkbook in your pocket, because when the game's found out, it's time for you to pay up, and he wasn't ready to pay up, so that meant that the dude, the average citizen, you and I, took control of that courtroom, and he could have fucking disbanded or disbarred anybody there. Could have fucking gone with the whole fucking table. You know what I mean? And they all knew it. You can just check their expressions. Then there's several older guys, like, they look like mountain guys that come in and they shut down judges. The judges have nothing to say. Police can't do nothing. Yeah, because they know that when you understand the game they're playing, you can't be touched. So hopefully somebody smarter than I goes and listens to this and takes it to the next level, connects those last pieces. Because once we do this, everything crumbles. And it's not just here. Like, there are pieces everywhere waiting to be connected, and all this falls. All this falls. That's my video on targeted individuals. You're the ones who come close. You're the ones who almost touch the sun. That's why they come after you. That's why they want to irritate you. That's why they want to make your life a living hell. That's why they don't want you to speak out. That's why they want you to X yourself. Yeah. It gets that bad. I've been put in that spot where, you read an article about some guy bringing a weapon to work and, initiating his own justice, which isn't right. But when you're pushed that far every day, it becomes a real possibility. A real out. The kind of shit I was putting up with, this is what they intended for me to do. But, yeah, I'm just not that stupid. And I knew what they were doing the entire time. So, anyway, another topic. Go check out David Windmiller, learn about negotiable instruments, learn about setting off your debt, and definitely learn about the fantasy that is court. Enjoy your journey.